Also, guten Morgen und Assalamu alaikum.
These teenagers at the Glückauf school are using the first German-language textbook for Islamic religious instruction. Their teacher, Lamy Kaddor, is one of the authors. She's been teaching Islamic religion classes here for 5 years. Now she finally has a textbook to work with, instead of just makeshift materials.
I judge according to what is written in the Koran. Mohammed asks, what if the answer isn't in the Koran? And he tells us, then use a comparative example.
The first lesson, what does the Koran say about daily life? Are Muslims allowed to wear nail polish or eat pork?
If I were to eat pork, I wouldn't just keel over and die, right? Or do you believe that I would just drop dead?
Who knows?
What do you mean? If I were to eat a sausage right now, do you think I'd fall down dead?
Lamy Kaddor's books and style of teaching are fairly liberal. Her parents are from Syria, and Lamia grew up here in Germany. She doesn't wear a headscarf, and she's constantly attuned to signs of extremism among her students.
If a student here asks how to become a martyr, you can interpret that in different ways. You can wonder why the student is asking this question. Is he just interested in the topic? Or is he displaying extremist tendencies? That's something we can head off, more easily here perhaps than elsewhere. Islamic religious instruction in German is an important way to counteract a tendency towards radicalization.
Lamy Kaddor is a popular and respected teacher with her students, who are 13 and 14 years old.
I learn a bit at the mosque, but here I learn a lot more.
Ms. Kaddor, our teacher, also talks about the Christians, the Jews, and the Muslims, so there's a bit of everything.
When she explains something, we understand what she means. When the Hodja explains something, it can be hard to figure out what he's saying, and we're afraid to ask.
When Lamy Kaddor is not teaching, she gives lectures and writes books on Islam. She wrote a new children's Koran 4 months ago. It's a new and easy-to-read translation, with reorganized verses. And it has pictures of the prophets, which is normally taboo. Lamy Kaddor is a scholar who is not afraid to make a statement.
For Muslim conservatives or fundamentalists, I'm probably too liberal, maybe even not a real Muslim. People of German extraction sometimes assume I'm an undercover agent, that I'm actually a fundamentalist who is disguising herself behind the mantle of liberal Islam while secretly proselytizing to everyone around me.
In the Dinslaken Mosque, Lamy Kaddor is watched carefully and sometimes critically. Many here are opposed to an illustrated Koran.
Pictures are made by humans, and that's wrong. It's against God. It's against our religious teachings.
It's recess. Go outside, it's gorgeous weather.
Here in the schoolyard, Lamy Kaddor doesn't look or sound much different from her students. But both inside and outside the classroom, Lamy Kaddor stays away from controversial issues within Islam, like Sharia law or jihad.
I'm often accused of teaching a kind of Islam light, a sanitized Islam. And that annoys me. I believe the people who say that don't have any idea about the real lives of these teenagers or of other Muslims.
Lamy Kaddor worries that the debate about Islam is dominated by extremists. Forced marriage, honor killings, acts of terrorism. Those are the issues that make the headlines. Kaddor wants to act as a force for normality on behalf of her religion and her students.